Brennan, do you trust Emily?
Brennan and Emily are facing more conflict in the latest episode of Married at First Sight. But first, let's talk about Michael and Chloe, who are days away from their wedding. Chloe is feeling excited and hopeful, and so is Michael, though he's feeling some anxiety creeping in.
Doing this again, obviously I know what the worst case scenario kind of feels like, so there's, I think, a little bit of a reckoning there. But, you know, overall, I feel confident that I'll be able to remain optimistic.
Michael told the rest of the cast that he got rematched and invited them all to his wedding. He told them he's thinking about how he'll have to tell his fiancée that this is his second go-around, but they assured him that he has nothing to worry about.
You should speak about it in that way, that like you are thankful that that happened to bring you to this point.
Turn it to a positive.
Yeah. And it shows
if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have met you.
Exactly.
No, I think that's a great point, because one of the things that I feel like I would want to communicate is like, you're not receiving like a broken man.
Now on to Clare and Cameron, who are separated but still in each other's lives. Cameron had his surgery for his heart flutter, and they agreed that the best thing was for Clare to support him from afar.
You know, I asked how he wants me to support him during the surgery, and he was like, you know, because you do tend to worry a little bit. And I was like, okay, you're right. Why don't you maybe just hang back for the surgery part? Which I think is a good call, and I totally respect that. You know, I just want to give him the time that he needs right now, and just let him know that I care about him so much and that he has so much support, and show him that he means a lot to me.
Clare told the girls about it, and she said she feels like she's meant to be in his life to be strong for him at this time.
When you say your vows, like in sickness and in health, like you don't say it thinking that it's gonna be a thing. Even if we're at a spot where we don't know what's happening, like there's just so many unknowns. I'm gonna stay true to those vows. I'm gonna make sure that I live that out and be as supportive as I can. But I don't want to hurt him any more than I already have.
Becca and Austin, meanwhile, were working on building their physical intimacy, which Becca has been ready for, and Austin not as much. Austin signed him and Becca up for a date to build terrariums with nude figurines, and it led them to an open convo about their sexual preferences.
Have you ever had sex on a bed of moss?
Describe a bed of, like...
Any moss at all.
It have to be a big, I mean, I've had sex outside.
Nice, good for you. Happy for you.
I mean, what are you, like, into?
I am very sex positive, so I'm open to trying new things typically. But like, typically I just enjoy what my partner enjoys, you know?
During their group hang, Becca and Austin each talked to the others about being on different pages in terms of readiness to get physical.
You guys are adorable.
Things are progressing wonderfully.
We love that.
I just like them to
Be
go further, faster.
With Becca, the one thing is she is a little more sexually driven than I am, like this early on.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've made progress in that area?
Yeah.
Later, Dr. Pia came over to talk to them about it. Austin says he desires Becca, but just needs more time, which felt confusing to Becca.
It feels hard because like I desire him, and for me it's hard to understand how he could desire me and then also not want to show it.
Yeah, no, I know.
I think he's hot.
You're ready.
Oh yeah.
Austin explained that since their lack of intimacy has become this big topic of discussion, it amplifies the pressure.
We started talking about it, and then it seemed like that's all we did was talk about it. I think like the pressure like kind of built and like get more in my head about it, and now I'm like questioning myself because a spotlight has been shown on this. Like now I'm in my head about it.
Which is hard because I don't want to, like, that's what it has felt like, is that like a favor to me.
And I don't want it to come off that way, but now I feel like no matter what I like try to do, like it feels like it's tainted or something.
Dr. Pia encouraged them to try more foreplay and sent them a basket of games to help spice things up. They did a blindfolded obstacle course to build trust and played some sexy truth or dare.
Is this the truth or dare?
What's your absolute favorite part of my body?
I mean, I love your pink hair. I love your eyes and your lips. But boobs take the cake. Your smile and your laugh are pretty good too.
They had fun laughing over the game, which seemed to spark something in Austin.
You want to do the other thing now? The play.
You
play.
want to do? Yeah.
Okay.
What? Are you serious?
While things are looking up for Becca and Austin, Emily and Brennan started the episode in a rocky place. As you'll remember, they've been trying to have a reset, but argued in the hot tub. The next morning, they cleared the air, and Brennan apologized for how he handled things.
Last night, I understand where you didn't feel supported. Like, I understand it's lack of effort. Like, I was trying to do right by you, and in return, I messed it up. Like, I'm not trying to hurt you. Like, I'm sorry if I'm hurting you.
Emily appreciated what he had to say, but made it clear that she's looking for a change in behavior.
I don't think he realizes that doesn't mean anything. If he keeps acting the way he is and keeps putting in the minimal effort, considering this has all been on his terms.
Brennan later talked to his friend Richie to give him an update on him and Emily. He told him that he's not used to not having a romantic element in his relationships, and Richie gave him some important advice, telling him not to get stuck on the little things and have his mind set too soon.
It's happened with relationships in the past, you know, there could be one little thing that bothers you, and that one little thing will trump any other connection you had. And once a thought gets in your brain, like, I think it's hard for you to maybe snap out of it. So I worry that in your head you said there's no romantic connection, and now you're kind of, I don't want you to close your doors to the opportunity that it could happen.
Emily showed Brennan a new side of herself by taking him to play soccer, and she was great. While they had a good time, things took a turn later that night when Dr. Pia came over. Emily reflected on what went wrong with some of the previous exercises Dr. Pia had given them to develop intimacy, but Brennan was resistant to talk about their past struggles.
I know we agreed to do Pia's exercises, but the touching one seemed a little odd to me, to like force each other to like touch.
Would it feel productive to talk about that now?
I don't think so. I just don't know where this is coming from. We had like such a good day playing soccer, so I think we're in a good place now and moving forward and not really dwelling on the past like we agreed.
I know, but I feel like it's important because she was here last time and now we're here to like help understand why nothing happened and why we're here.
Dr. Pia asked him directly about where all of the pushback was coming from.
Every time I am asking a question of her, you jump in and you say, this is not where I want it to go. This doesn't feel productive. What is happening for you?
Every time?
More than not.
Okay.
I'm experiencing you as being pretty defensive.
Okay. The intent of this was to talk about how we're going to move forward, not to talk about the past.
Emily said that she feels like she has to be careful about what she says to Brennan, and told viewers she sees a different side to him off camera.
Brennan is a little reactive off camera, which isn't seen because it's not what he wants people to see. I think that side of him and just any sort of negative connotation around him, his actions, his behavior, are all things he tries to avoid being seen at all.
Brennan stood by the way he was handling things.
Do you think you're being defensive?
I think when someone comes at you in a way that's unfair, you're allowed to defend yourself. Had I known she wanted to talk about this, you know, I
That's
would have
not
been...
like I'm answering her questions.
Okay.
Right. So I want to take the blame for that. Like, I am asking these questions. It is me sort of guiding this conversation.
But we've given enough context, and now I think...
In your opinion?
In my opinion, yes.
Does her opinion matter?
Of course.
Okay. What are you feeling right now?
Just blindsided. I thought we were in a good place.
When asked if he trusted Emily, he said he felt like they were still building trust. And Emily emotionally shared how she's trying to be honest and constructive so that they can make things work.
I do care about you, and like I know this is something we can work through if you're open to it.
I care about you too. And I'm sad too. Like, this is not the relationship you and I both wanted, deserve, all of that, and we're trying to make it work the best way we know how.